Hello, everybody. Today is October 30th, and it's the last episode of my countdown to Halloween. Today is project number 12, and I left the best for last. At least that's in my opinion. And it is a box that I think that you're going to absolutely love. It does have some products that you may not have on hand, but it doesn't have to be a Halloween treat box. It could be a box for other holidays, fall, a birthday, what have you. But I have some products that aren't Stampin' Up, but everything else is. But I have, it's a really fun box, and I just wanted to share it with you. And it's something that I have been looking forward to so much. And so let's get ready to craft a spooky good treat box for Halloween, and then follow along so that you can create your own Spook-Tacular Masterpiece. So let's switch this around so you can see what you're going to make. It is this, it's an acetate treat box. So here's the top of it, here's the front of it, and the sides, and then the back of this. And then you just take this top off, and there's all your candy on the inside. And then on the inside, there is like a haunted house type thing inside there. And so this is our box. It's made out of acetate. And I take and I put the largest item, like the dots, in there. And add some of the other things in there. And then the Tootsie Pop. I mean, it holds quite a bit. You could put a gift card down in there. You could do all kinds of things. So like, if it was going to be for graduation, you could put a gift card or some money down in there and put some candy, and you could do decorate with some graduation instead of Halloween. But anyway, so I just wanted to share this because I just find it absolutely adorable. And it is about 2¼ square and 5 inches tall. You can make it shorter if you want. You could make it bigger, but you'd have to have bigger acetate than what I have. So this is what we're making. I'm going to sit this over here so that maybe you can still see it. And then we're going to talk about some of the product. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see. It's just always there's a glare, so I was not wearing them yet. All right, so this is CRAFTER'S Companion, and this one is with the skulls. And then I've got some spider webs and this Happy Halloween, but we're going to do the trick or treat. I thought that one was really cute. I like the green, and we're going to change a few colors, but most of the rest is the same. So it comes in sheets like this. The back of it is kind of like silvery, kind of iridescent-y. And then on the front, this has got a green glittery, there you go, you can see it like right here, green glittery foil on there. These are foil sheets, luxury foil acetate. Now I ordered them from, oh gosh, Scrapbook something. I cannot remember the name of it now. Scrapbook something. I'll have to see if I can figure out what it was, and even put the link if I can, if they still have it. Now I also ordered at the same time, I can reach it here and not knock absolutely everything on the floor. I also ordered pumpkins in the plaid or the gingham. It's got the leaves, pumpkin spice, apple pie, and then it's got the leaves and the acorns. So I ordered 2 things. To be honest, I thought I was buying 12 by 12, and so when it came, it was only the 8x8, which is fine because it's perfect for what I'm going to use it for. Now, I will tell you that I've already taken the backing off of this. This is what I cut off the other one that I had cut down. And this has a backing. And I did not realize it because I did not read the instructions on my package of acetate. And it said to remove the film and that I was putting tearing tape on, and it was pulling completely off as it was taking this off, this film. So there is a film on the acetate, and so, but I've already removed it from this one. All right, so our acetate, we're going to get going with it first, and then I'll bring in the other pieces as we need them. So we need it to be 5 inches tall, 8 inches wide. Now, I am going to tell you that there may be you may want a different measurement, but I want mine to be 5x8. And this is a thick, very thick acetate. You can get some film that is transparency films, and they will work as well. Okay, so if it's 5 1/8, then there's different score lines. If it's 5 by 7 3/4, they are more regular, I guess. But I wanted more of my edges to glue to or to put my tear tape on. So I wanted to utilize the whole width of my acetate, and it is 8 inches. So I will give both measurements and show you in a moment. But this one here, I did as 7 3/4. And I found that it was very tight on getting our tear tape on there. So I'm going to bring this in. And you want the part that's going to show on the outside, you want it face down. Guess I'll turn it this way. I was trying to do where it wouldn't be quite a glare. There, maybe that'll help. All right, so when you do acetate, if you start over here, it starts moving and it makes it harder. So we're going to work from the right to the left just so that it makes it easier for holding the acetate. So I have mine at 8 inches. So I'm going to do the 5/8, 2 7/8, 5 1/8, 7 3/8. If you do it as a 7 3/4 width, then it's a 1/2, 3/4, 5 7 1/4. I didn't find that 1/2 inch was enough for me. I mean, I made it work, but I also was doing a lot of things to keep it from being sticky. So mine's face down, mine's 5 by 8. And so I'm going to do 7 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. And it is hard. It's hard to crease it because it is thick. Okay, so that's 7 3/8. Then I want to go down to 5 1/8. So this is my 8th. And I'll show you what I mean. See how this is curling up now? And if you're doing it the other way, it's hard to keep it up against your guides. There we go. And then 2 7/8. That'd be right here, just in front of that 3. I think I want to do this 5 1/8. All right, and then I need 5/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives me a little over 1/2 of an inch. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was on the wrong one. Thought I was. It's hard to hold it over here on this one side. I'm struggling to see it, and I'm giving myself that extra 1/8 inch. There we go. So I have 5/8, 2 7/8, 5 1/8, and 7 3/8. And see, it's starting, it's already curling because as you're scoring it, it's creasing. Now you don't want to bone folder this. You want to make your fingers. You don't want to crease it all the way. You just want to make it kind of where it makes the right corner. Now, as you see, the box doesn't match. It doesn't go all the way around. We're not quite finished with this. I'll sit over here for now. So it doesn't go all the way around. I'll turn this back on. There's an opening here, and we're going to fix that. So you just kind of hand crease those. You don't want to over crease them. I'm not like pushing them all the way down. I'm just creasing them nicely. So there's that. All right, so here are the other pieces that we have. We have 2 pieces that are 4 by 5/16, 4 and 5/16 by 4 and 5/16. And we're going to score 1 inch all the way around on all sides on both of those. And then we're using pumpkin pie cardstock, and we're using the Spooky Sweet DSPs. So we have a piece of black cardstock for the top layer that's 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. DSPs, the top layer 2 1/16 by 2 1/16. We have 2 pieces of that DSP, one for the inside and one for the out, and I'll show that in a moment. And it is 2 of them at 2 5/16 by 5 inches. And then we have 8 of these little pieces that are 3/4 inches by 2 1/8. And there's going to be 4 for the top and 4 for the bottom. Now I could do some this side, and I could do some this side, whichever I wanted to do. So I'll put that there. And then we also have some ephemera here to decorate the box. Being I'm doing something different here, I didn't want to do the potion bottle. So we'll put this here to the side, and then we're going to do some embellishments with these stars. Oh, one's on my finger. I love these little stars. They're like a little foam. And so we're going to embellish with that. All right, so we're going to bring in this score board again, and we're going to take this piece here, and we're going to score it 1 inch all the way around. So we're going to go 1, 1, 1, and 1. And then I'm going to cut it where it kind of looks like a pinwheel. So we've got 2 of these, 4 5/16 by 4 5/16. Score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So we're going to cut to that score line, cut a little wedge out, up to that score line. And then you turn it. And you cut on that score line, a little wedge. And turn it. And there's absolutely no stamping for this unless you want to. And turn it. I wanted to use the Ephemera. And the acetate says Happy Halloween. So I am good with that. So there's no stamping. There. Didn't quite get that taken away. All right. So here's our top and bottoms. Now we're going to add these on. Now if they're directional, the bottom edge is the bottom of the, like if this was directional, you would like this. If it was something like this, this would be the bottom. So you want it to be the bottom of your image towards you. So we're going to take these pieces and we're going to add them to our sections here. I'm going to add glue to 4 of these. Just like that. And grab my reverse tweezers. I'm just going, mine are not directional, so at least I haven't found them to be yet. Now, I get glue on me every time, and so I'm going to have to get a wipe before it dries all over me, because then I get it on everything else. Didn't think I'd need a wipe because I wasn't doing any ink. Oh, but that's not true. This is not the first time I've had glue all over me today. All right, so there's that. We're going to grab the next one. Like I said, mine are not directional, so it doesn't matter which way I'm putting them on. I just do kind of want them straight. Trying to get them centered as well. All right, so there's that one. I think I'm gonna do them all the same this time. It's kind of busy in a way because of the words all over it. But I think it'll turn out just fine. Can't remember where I saw this, but it was a company that sells product. Maybe it's Scrapbook Pal. I'm still trying to remember the name of the company. All I know is they tricked me. I thought I was getting 12 by 12, and then when I went back, I'm like, yeah, I did not read well. They did have it in 12 by 12, but you got more pieces if you got it in 8 by 8, and it was just a few dollars more. And I thought, oh, that's a better deal. Yeah, 8 by 8, which is fine. It is fine. All right, so we're going to fold on these and burnish. I do all three at the same time just because I don't have time to mess with doing each one. And then we're going to add glue to our tabs. Like that. We're going to do it on the outside of the tab. And then we're square it up as we go. I've got some little clips here. Once you get it squared up, the next clip on. I'm just squaring up that edge and that score line in the corner. And we're going to clip that. So while this is drying, we're not going to do that one yet. We're going to move on to this. We're going to take our score tape and we are going to add it to the inside and to the outside on these little tabs. Take and add it to here. This is where whenever I put it down, that it end up taking the backing off, but I didn't realize there was a backing on there. Okay. Just adding, hope I'm not off camera, but I'm just trying to add that to the tab. You could do this with just cardstock as well, but I just found it to be so cute. I don't want it to hang over the edges, cause trouble with the other things. All right, so now I'm going to take scissors, and if anything's hanging over like this, I'm going to trim it away. All right. Nope, this one has some hanging over, and I'm just resting my scissors on that acetate right there. And trimming away the excess tape. All right, so now we still have to put more on the outside. I'm going to go ahead and burnish this down. It goes together fairly quick. It just, sometimes it's, because it's hard plastic, it moves around some. It makes it a little harder to get everything lined up, but like how that's bouncing. All right, that'll be fine. I got one more area. And then we can do the next part. There, sticking in my fingers. There we go. This last piece of tear tape right there. And we'll trim off with our scissors again. Everything. All right, so now then we'll go back to this piece. I'm going to go ahead and add my layers here. I'm going to put glue. I don't want this video to be too long, so if you're watching this to make one, just, hit the stop and start. When it's playing, you can hit the, if you've got it open in YouTube, you can hit the K button and that pauses it. Hit the K button again and that starts it up again. I don't think, yeah, I did not. So I'm going to add glue to the back of this. So this is going to be the top piece. What we already did is the bottom piece. I'm going to put this right here in the middle. Try to line it up with those score lines. And make it equal the best that I can. That looks good. So we can take our clips off this one. Now we're going to do the same with this. We're going to burnish on all lines. There we go. Certainly everything works. Lay all these tabs down. Add glue. And then we're going to start lining them up. Making them flush. And clip. It's easier to put the DSP on before you clip it all together. At least it is for me. If you would rather do the DSP after, by all means, you do you. But I find it a lot easier for me to add it, then put the box together. There's another step that if I could figure out a way to do it before the box part is put together, I would. Okay, so there is that. So that's got to dry. So now this one's finished. We're going to grab these two pieces here. And these are the 2 5/16 by 5. And let's see here. It barely, this one is fine. This one here, I might have to take a hair off because I think if it, I think this is also 2 5/16. So it might have been okay at 2 1/4. going to shave just a bit off if I can. Just because anytime that you measure, you don't know if you get it 100%. I could have been on like one side or the other side of the line. So the one for the inside, you just want to make certain that it will lay in there perfectly. And this now it does. And I mean, I took maybe a 32nd off. I didn't do like a whole 1/16 of an inch off. All right, so for this one, I added glue between these, and then it made it kind of like warped. I'm not going to do that. I know this is going to show on the inside of my box. So I'm going to put tear tape down the middle of this piece. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and burnish that. I only have to do it on one, and I'll show you why. So this is going on the inside, and you could do whichever on the outside, but I think I'm going to just go ahead and stick with the purple because it will go with the orange and the candies and stuff. I could do this, but I think with this is enough. All right, so we're going to take your pick tool. I'm going to pull this score tape off one side off this edge piece. So we're leaving it on this one, and we're leaving it here. And then I want this to show on the inside of my box. So this has no tape on it. So the part that's got the tape on it, we're going to put it down in this corner and line it up top to bottom. And then put it in that tape like that. And then score. And our words are going this way, so is my design. All right, so now then, the next thing is we're going to do the inside of the neck side. I'm going to just peel these pieces off here. Like that. Now remember, we were needing to like do finger burnishing. Same way here, I've got glue on my finger again. So I'm gonna kind of burnish it down a little bit more. And then we're gonna bring this part into that corner again, into that crease. And then burnish it down. I'll take my foam folder in there. Just burnish that. So now then our piece for our haunted house is on the inside. But then this doesn't look so pretty on the back. That's why we have the second piece. I'm going to burnish these for a quick moment here. All right. There we go. Now we're going to remove this backings. We're just going to do a little bit at a time. All right. So now then I want to line this up down here. And this one's a little bit wider because it's on the outside. It doesn't have to line up with the inside of the box. I'm going to add that tear tape right there. And then I have these pieces here, and I'm going to just peel them off the rest of the way and then burnish that. So we're just doing that edge, and we haven't done the middle yet. Okay, so you can see we still have these to do, and we have these to do. So the next one's going to be that center one. I didn't want the glue. The glue just made it warp. I didn't like that. And I'm going to peel this next one. I'm not peeling it all the way off yet. And that way, the acetate is sandwiched between these two pieces of designer series paper. And then now, there we go. So our box, the whole square tube has been made. There's that. It's all trash. And now it's time to do the bottom. So this one's the bottom, this one's the top, because this has the extra piece on there. That way we know. Now it's time to do some crazy tear tape. So I'm just going to tear pieces off, and I want to lay it in here like that. And then I'm going to burnish that so it'll stick well. Uh-oh, I lost the end. There it is. All right. I'll do another piece. I'm going to do at the top up here again. So we're going to do that on all four sides on the inside of the box. But just on the bottom. We don't have to do this on the top. And I'll explain why. That is not going to be there. When you lift your box with all the candy in it, you don't want the bottom to fall off. And so we're going to adhere the bottom, but the top, you want them to be able to open to get into their candy. So that is why we're doing the tear tape on the inside, and I'll show you a trick on how to do this to make it where it works. There we go. All right, so I'm going to burnish these. I'm going to take your pick tool again, or a pair of scissors, or what have you. I'm not going to take it all the way off. I'll pull it up. And I'll fold it over like that. So each one of these, I'm going to give myself a little tab at the top. Here's that. And like that. Now I'm going to fold them over the edge. There's a reason for that too. Every time I tried to put the box in before, I would pull them down inside, and it didn't work for me. So I'm kind of tuck in my box just a little bit so I can try to have to slide past all that tape. Get all the way down in there. I'm going to have to use my tweezers because I lost one of them down in there. There we go. Now I'm going to pull, now that I know that's all in there, I'm going to pull each one of my tabs. And that's releasing that backing off of that tear tape. And then we're going to reach in there with a bone folder and we're going to burnish that again on all those sides. There's our box. They're bought with the bottom, and now we're just going to do the top. So, I forgot to grab the candy. Now, these would not be for just all your trick-or-treaters because it's way too much candy. But if it was for like your child or your grandchild or even like friends at work, that would be awesome. I think they'd appreciate it. You know, if you have a small church where you don't have a lot of kids, you might could do that too. But it's a lot of candy. So this is not quite half this bag, and it's not even full all the way to the top. But it's that Child's Play Fantastic Tootsie Roll favorites. Whoops, there's one there. I'm not going to throw this bag away because I don't know that I'm going to use all that. But what I was saying is if I could find a gift card. I don't want to show my credit card. I used to have some gift cards here. Just to show, and I don't know what I did with them, but you could take, I'll do it this way, and you could put the card down inside like that, and then put candy around it, or you could do, money. So I'm gonna take a dots and some of the Tootsie Rolls. There. Maybe one of the bigger Tootsie Rolls. And then one of the Tootsie Pops. We won't tell my husband that's his favorite. Like that. And so I think that's probably enough candy. Move this candy off to the side. And then this should be glue. And these clips are just for like quilting clips for whenever you're sewing a quilt together. I'm going to put our top on. That's so cute. Now we're going to decorate it. So I have this guy here, this little hippopotamus, and I'm going to put him on the front here. I'm going to use these dimensionals. There we go. You don't have to pop it up, but I think it's kind of cute. Put him right down here. I'm going to have him kind of leaning off, hanging off just a little bit. Like that. And then, I don't know if I want her or if I want the pumpkin. I think I want the pumpkin again, so I'm going to do dimensionals on the back of it as well. It has a few steps to it, but it actually is very easy to make. And the hardest part is getting the tear tape on the acetate because it's so slick and it keeps moving around. But you could also make it as cardstock. I mean, and if you just had you had an 11-inch piece, you could do that. I not do something right. The box keeps wanting to, the lid keeps wanting to be a little crazy. So it's the lid itself. All right. I'm going to put my little crow here on the top. I don't know if I want any other decorations or not. I don't think so. I think I just want to do like some bats and some candy corn maybe. All right, so we'll put some dimensionals, mini dimensionals on the back of those as well. Isn't this just adorable? Well, actually, it's Spook-Tacular. I love it. I thought it was super cute. And I was so excited to share it with all of you. And I kept wanting to share it, and then I kept trying to keep it towards the end. But I have my phone turned off, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we go. So let's see. Now I want to do maybe a couple candy corn pieces. All right. So this I'm going to put right down here. And then let's see. I think I'll put the little candy corn there by the pumpkin. Oh, I didn't get the backing off of it. Went back on. Like that. I don't think I'll use that one or her or the other there. All right, get those clips out of the way. And then I have some stars. And I think instead of the little gem things, I'm going to put some of these little stars here and there. Whoops. There we go. I'll use another black one here. Take the purple one. See, put it here. Take one of the black ones. And right down here. I think that's all the embellishments I'm going to do. So, there is our tree boxes. This one's really cute. Make it off to the side. Bring this one off to this side. But it did not just turn out adorable. I love it. It's a spooky good time. And so I thought it was adorable. And it says trick or treat all over the box. And so even though we did cover some of the front, when you take this top off, it says trick or treat. Let's see. Put something behind it. What do I have? Let's choose this. Okay, so right here it says trick or treat right above his head when you take the top off. So didn't that turn out extremely adorable? I just love it. Makes me happy. I had a lot of fun making this. Like I said, I couldn't hardly wait to share it with all of you. So just keep in mind, you can order the fall acetate. You can order Christmas acetate. I think they have like Valentine's, and it's called Scrapbook something, Scrapbook Pal maybe. And that's where I got it from. I'll try to look it up and see if I can find a link. It depends on if it's in stock or not, whether I can get a link, but I'll put it at least where I ordered it from. And so there we go. I just thought it was adorable. So I want to thank you so much for sharing your time with me and for following along to create this Spook-Tacular masterpiece. And so I know it's a play on words and it's kind of corny, but candy corn. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed the 12 weeks of the treat boxes for my Halloween, for my countdown to Halloween. This is my 12th one. It's my final one. And happy Hallowe's Eve. Until next time, happy stamping.